So it's a 1,000K walk over in Western Australia, and it's something that I've been reading about and researching about for a couple of years. But with a young family, I knew it was something I'd have to plan a few years in advance to be able to get the time to do it. So yeah, that was the goal, was to do a 1,000K through hike, and I, generally speaking, I'm a bit of a crammer with everything, to be honest, in life. I tend to, in the last sort of month before I was going, I'd try and do a couple of overnight hikes. Wilson's Prom was a very popular destination for me, but they were more probably focused on making sure my gear was okay as opposed to fitness. So I think you would probably class me a little bit in the winging it, in terms of starting off. So yeah, that led me to do some research on the training side of things, because I knew that I couldn't necessarily wing it, if you like. So which led me to reaching out to yourself. Yeah, so typical weekly program. This will test my memory, but a couple of strength sessions. And those strength sessions were probably not what I was used to from a strength session from the gym. Um, Certainly tailored more around, I would say, people who don't have a lot of equipment at home, like myself. I don't have a home gym or anything like that. So using things like loaded packs and things like that. The other session that I had weekly was a mobility recovery session, which I had very little knowledge in that space, other than, I'll say, tennis specific stretches, which I'm not really hiking. There was also like a walking session, like tempo walking. It's all that nose breathing. It's definitely not something I was familiar with. I'd never ever, it's so simple, but I've never thought to carry weighted backpacks around the streets, suburbs. So whilst it might look strange to some people, yeah, I'd cruise into a coffee shop, be my halfway point. So that was a little bit different, but it made absolute sense after doing it. And I did notice the gradual difference as it was getting heavier and heavier each week. Um, yeah, they're probably the main things. There's certainly a lot of exercises I was familiar with from the gym and that, or using dumbbells and whatnot. But yeah, so in terms of body problems along the way, I got blisters on the second day. Then I started taping my feet every day and had no issues. My shoes held up. Um, the only issue I had was probably about halfway through the walk, I started getting really sore big toe joint pain, and ended up just being inflammation. But yeah, it just made it. I don't know what it is. It had a bit of a as soon as I tick over the 23 k's for the day, it goes bang. It's time to get sore. So, but I managed that with various methods that I've learned along the way. I was probably lucky that a lot of the um, huts towards the north, there's at least some form of water that you can put your feet in and stuff like that if you didn't have access to ice. But yeah, yeah, pretty good, to be honest. Dane too, but and certainly don't underestimate how much the training beforehand can actually make it more enjoyable for you. You just feel a bit more mentally confident, and um, you know you've done the work. So touch wood,